Hello guys, in this video we will learn implementation of singly linked list in Java. So I have created a class that is LL linked list, and I'll write the main method public static void main. In this video we will learn the operations like insertion, deletion at the beginning, at the end of the node. Nodes. Okay. I have created a class that is LL linked list, and after that I have created the main method, and we will start creating the list node. In singly linked list, the node first node always points to head, and to create the list node head, we will use list node head, and after creating a list node head, we will create the class of list node. Yes, list node. And in this class, we will define the, we will give the what type of data should contain in the list nodes. Here I'll take the type of data as an integer and data, and the in to point the address to the next node, we will create a list node that is next. After creating the list node pointer next, and we will create a constructor of a class list node. In that we will pass the parameter as a data, and it will reinitialize the data to new data. And the in the singly linked list, the pointer always points to the null. So we will assign this dot next equal to null. We have just created the our list node here. After creating list node, we will start to write a method to insert the first node. Okay, to write the insert first method, we will create public void insert first. In it has a parameter as a int data. After creating the list method list node insert at first method, we will create a list node new node, and which will hold the data part. After creating list nodes node, we have created a new node, and we have stored the data in it. We will check first condition that if we can check the condition. If it is empty, we can directly insert, or otherwise we can create a connection between new node to the head. We'll check the condition that head is pointing to the null. If head is null, we will simply create a head equal to new node. If and we will return from here. Okay. If head is not null, then we will simply uh, make a connection between new node and head. That is new node equal to new node dot next equal to head. We have created the first connection between new node and head. We will simply assign head value to the new node. Head to the new node. Okay. Now we will check whether we have written a correct method or not. We will create the object of class. What is called? Yes. Okay. Single linked list. This is single linked list. Create object. Okay. Sure. We call the first method, that is insert first. In that we will pass the data as a 10. To get the data displayed on the screen, we'll write one more method, that is display method. display the data part in the linked list. Okay. Here what we will do, we will create a temporary list node and we will assign to it head, and using while loop we check that whether we have to run the loop till temp comes to the null. We will check temp is not equal to null. If temp is not equal to null, then we have to just print the data system dot dot println print. Now we have to print the data part, and now this is data part, and we have to just simply shift the temp to the next node to temp dot next. When temp comes to the null, when temp points to the null, it will come out of the loop, and we will simply just print the last pointer pointing to the null. Now we have created the display method, and we will just call. We will check that first data is inserted or not. Here you can check that our first data is inserted, and the it is pointing to the null. I'll insert one more data at the beginning before 10. I'll insert 20 before 10. Now we will save it and run it. And here you can check that we have added 20 at the beginning, and 10 will be shifted to the next. Now, similar, we will write one more method to add the node at the last of the singly linked list. We'll create a one more method, that is insert at last, insert at last, insert at last. Okay. Here in this we will create a list node, new node, and it will hold the data part. Okay. We have to check conditions that if list node if the first the list node contains nodes or not. Like if head is equal to null, then we need to assign new node to the head to the new node. Yeah. And if list node is not empty, we have to traverse till the last node of the singly linked list. To traverse through the list node, we will create one more list node, that is temporary node, and it will point to the first node, that is head. Using while loop, we will check, we will run the loop till temp is not equal to null. Temp dot next is not equal to null. Okay. If temp dot next is equal to null, we will simply come out of the loop, and we will connect the new node to the temp dot next. Okay. To traverse, we will just simply temp dot next. Okay. Now here, when the temp dot next is pointing to the null, we have to simply come out of the loop, and we have to connect temp dot next to the new node, and done. Return. And new node dot next will be pointing to the null only. Right, fine. Now we will check whether we have written a correct code or not. We will we will call insert at last. We will insert 30 at the last. Now here you can see that we have list nodes 20, 10, and null. Now I'm going to add 50 node after this 10. Okay, save it and run it. Okay, sorry. We have successfully added the list node 30 at the end of the node. We will pass one more data part. Okay, insert that last. We will check that whether we have written a correct code or not. Here you can see that the 50 has come at the last. This is the operation to insert the nodes at beginning and at the end. Now we will just find write the methods to get the length of the list node. You can write the different method, or otherwise you can just here you can create the int count one variable, and simply you can just increment count by one. Uh, yeah. And after this, you can directly print here. So side the length. We can say the length. The length is, we just count. We will check. We have added four nodes. I have the length of the list node should be 4. We will run it. The length is 4. Or otherwise, you can write one more method to uh, get the length. Okay, the same part we have to do that. If head is equal to null, we have to check that head is empty or not. If head is equal to the null, we have to just return 0. Else, we are the same thing. Whatever we did to print the data part, we have to just copy that, and here we have to paste. Okay, I'll just create a list node temp which is going to be head. Now instead of using here we can create a count variable. Okay, after creating the count variable, this is not needed. Done. Then when it comes out of the loop, it has to return the count. Okay, count. I need to write this out of the else condition. Okay, okay. Now I'll call the length length method. That is SQL dot length. Here you can check that the length is 4. The length is 4. Instead of creating one more method, we can directly here create a count variable, and we can just increment the count by 1 in this loop only, and no need to write this extra method or on. This is only for the understanding purpose. I'll just comment it. Okay. I just comment this part.